Next up is the best man, Rance.
Y'all are gonna have to bear with me. I'm not really accustomed to public speaking. Microphones frighten me. They say that true love is hard to find. And whoever they are, they have never met Aaron and Krissy. How many of you, by a show of hands in the audience, think you know the story of how Aaron and Krissy met for the very first time? And now I ask you this. How many of you would like to hear the complete, brutally honest, 100% accurate and unabridged version of the story from its only eyewitness? Show of hands. All right, it was a clear autumn night in September in Springfield, Missouri. Two boys from Oklahoma who were a little down on their luck with the ladies ventured out for a night on the town. They wandered into a place called Ernie Biggs Piano Bar. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with that place, but it's dueling pianos. And it just so happened on that night that luck was in their favor. The girl-to-guy ratio was about 60-40. So they decided to exercise their opportunities to get out and mingle and perhaps try to meet somebody to keep them company for a time period to be determined. And unfortunately, neither one of these two gentlemen were really, really experienced in the ways of initiating the conversation, which many of you will know that is half the battle. After watching my friend Aaron, unfortunately, there's no other way to say it, get shot down in flames hard several times. He did the dreaded, and ladies, you know this one, his opening remark was, "Can I buy you a drink?" Yeah, the groans, exactly. So, seeing that Aaron would not be the one to better the situation, I took it upon myself to step up to the plate and be the finest wingman that I could be that night. So I approached, well, first of all, Aaron and I had a side conversation. I said, "Aaron, look, just let me take the lead on this one. I'm going to go in and disarm their defenses. I'm not going to lie, this is not going to work, but it is going to be pretty funny. And then, we're going to get shot down and then we'll go get some food and get out of here." So we spotted a table of three ladies that appeared to be by themselves that night. And I said, "Look, it's a 3-on-2 situation. We're outnumbered. This is already against our favor, but just go with me on this." So we circled around, and it just so happened Aaron wound up next to Krissy the way the approach worked out. We leaned in to the table to get their attention because Ernie Biggs is a very loud piano bar, and I made eye contact with all three of these unsuspecting ladies. They all kind of leaned in like, "What is this guy doing? We're doing a huddle, okay." But they played along, to their credit. So we get into this huddle, and I said, "Excuse me, ladies, are you here tonight for the gonorrhea support group meeting?" The response was complete and total shock. One of them managed to ask, "What?" So the gonorrhea support group meeting. You see, my friend Aaron and I heard that there was a gonorrhea support group meeting occurring tonight at this very bar, and we were wondering if that just was why you were here. They, of course, said, "No!" Then I said, "Well, good. So, now that we all know that you're clean, what do you say we join you for a drink?" And at that point is where I had planned in the script for them to say, "That's all right, you're funny, but no." And instead, they actually pulled up a couple of chairs immediately. We sat down, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to do from this point forward. So luckily, I don't even know what happened. Aaron and Krissy start talking, so realizing it was a 3-on-2, I immediately start running interference between the other two friends, and neither of them I have seen since that night. I guess they're not here. They're not even here. Anyway, so later that night we somehow stayed at the table. I can't even remember what happened. I was just running interference in a manner that was beyond bad. And Krissy said, hey, I think we're going to go to Steak and Shake if you guys are interested. I thought, well, we could maybe pull that off. So we eventually journeyed to Steak and Shake. There was a little side trip at the gas station for us where we thought we compared notes on the situation, Aaron and I, and said, I can't believe we're about to go to Steak and Shake with two girls who just fell for some crappy pickup line about a gonorrhea support group meeting. Nevertheless, we actually went to Steak and Shake, and on a side note, I don't know how many of you are familiar with hip-hop music, but rapper Tech Nine was at Steak and Shake that night. Anyway, throughout the course of the dinner, I guess you could. It was kind of formal. They have silverware at Steak and Shake. I noticed Aaron and Krissy still talking back and forth, so being the mighty wingman, I took it upon myself to continue running interference between the two friends, neither of whom we have seen or heard from since. And at the end of the night, they exchanged phone numbers, and the rest, as they say, is history. I think we can all learn something from this story. Love does not always go according to plan, or the way you dreamed it would go. It's not always flowers and candlelight and harmony and all that mushy stuff, but it is happily ever after. It's a happily ever after that two people commit to creating together. And that's what you two have done by way of happenstance. And to that, I have two words to say to you. You're welcome. And by the way, anybody who says a trip to Steak and Shake does not qualify as happily ever after is sorely mistaken. Go try a patty melt and a milkshake. It's delicious. All right, let's raise our glasses. This is to Krissy and Aaron. May the two of you go on to live a long, healthy, joyful, disease-free life in partnership. And may you never forget this day where your family and friends gathered together to celebrate the first day of your happily ever after together. Cheers. Okay, guys, one more thing, and then I'll get rid of the microphone. I know this has been like the longest best man toast ever, but because you have committed to this happily ever after together, that means some of the antics and shenanigans you enjoyed in your single lives are going to have to come to a stop. So, and this is where we get into some audience participation, unfortunately for you. All right, so what I need right now, since the party is over, Krissy, is that I need every gentleman in this audience who happens to have a pair of Krissy's underwear that have been misplaced at one time or another to please come up front. We're going to have a pile, we're going to take up a collection in front of the groomsmen. We'll haul them away to a safe location, and it's just a sign that the party is over, and I'll be the first to... Come on, guys. Come on. Corky? What? Oh, yeah. It's all over. Fun is over. All right, is that everything? Phil. Wait, what? All right, is that everybody? I think that's every. Gee. Look at that. All right, so now that we've embarrassed Krissy a little bit, now the shoe goes on the other, or the drawers go, I don't know. Anyway, it goes the other way. Now what we need right now is every woman or individual who would happen to have a pair of Aaron's underwear that have been misplaced, and one that we don't ask how. If they've been misplaced, just come ahead, ladies, and deposit them. We'll take up a collection in front of the bridesmaids. I do happen to have this pair of Star Wars briefs that you left at your bachelor party last week, dude. So there you go. All right. All right, so there it is. In all seriousness, congratulations. Love you guys. Be careful.